you're in deception. When a belief causes separation from harmless people due to a disagreement, it's that spirit of poking. Docile people poke, you're poking, and you're poking, to the point where you've upset and you've uprowed a righteous person because they're feeling so attacked. They maybe lash out, and you go, oh, see, I knew you had anger. I knew it. I'm not going to be with you no more. I'm not going to come here no more. I'm not going to go to your church anymore. I'm not coming to your house anymore. You ain't saved. What? You just interrogated me and poked me and pushed me around. And now you're the victim. Deception. When your belief causes separation from harmless people due to a disagreement, if your belief pushes away instead of brings closer, it shouldn't be pushing people out and only bringing in people that agree with you. That's a cult. If your belief or opinion shuns others who don't agree, if rage erupts at the mention of another belief or at the person who believes different, that's exactly what happened when I touched that hornet's nest. Anger. For no reason. People just mad. You ain't a Christian. You're deceived. A movement like this, or any movement, and there's many, because these spirits begin to craft up many movements because people continue to fall for them. But no matter what the movement is, if you can catch these characteristics on yourself, which is hard because you don't ever want to say to yourself, man, that's embarrassing. I fell for that. Because we got a lot of pride, and people will be like, well, I know that I'm right. Even if they feel a little bit like, man, I really stepped out. I believed this and it wasn't right. And I did this and I did that. Oh, man. The last thing that most people do is just own it. It's hard. I know. I mean, I've stepped into some things in my immaturity as a preacher. 5 years ago, I'm just going to be honest with you. I stepped into the Black Lives Matter movement and I gave my 2 cents about it in my carnal mind. I didn't give my 2 cents about it in the spirit. I spoke something that was carnally, my flesh saw. And the Lord spanked me for it. Because I said something carnally and the Lord said, this ain't about the flesh. This is spiritual. You misspoke. I had to publicly apologize on my platforms. I had to eat crow. And it was very difficult and I felt embarrassed. But once I did it, I felt so much better. You learn from these things. All of these are signs of something not biblical. A deception has entered. For any truth or fact of God, if it's coming from his spirit, will not harm another person. And it won't shame another person. And it won't mock another person. When a belief, hear me, this is huge. I know I got this from the Spirit. When a belief turns into an idol, it creates a cult. No longer is it about Jesus. It's about all the things wrong. All the things deceptive. What these spirits do, this religious spirit, lawless spirit, Jezebel spirit, not only deceive, but they make God very small. His creation is very small. It removes joy. It removes peace. It removes the wonder of God. It removes discussions on how beautiful God is by all of the outlandish and infinite and unexplainable realms he's created. When the Lord starts becoming small, you know it's a devil. Put God in a box. God can't do that anymore. Speaking in tongues is evil. Holidays are pagan. There is no rapture. Churches are hypocritical. Flat earth. Just pick one. Just pick one. These devils bring up causes all the time. And you can catch the things that are demonic and not of God because of how small they make God. These spirits have one common denominator, decreasing God's grandeur off of non-salvational issues. This is deception. I hope everyone's hearing what I'm saying. It's not carnal. Deception is spiritual. anything that decreases God's ability to be magnificent God is demonic. And if it does mob mentality, if it hurts, if it pushes, if it's angry, it's not of God, and you can throw it away. And it doesn't mean the people are not saved, and it doesn't mean the people are bad people. It just means that they're believing lies that is causing distraction. And what we all have to be doing in these times is looking for him to return, because looking for him to return is going to save us come what's ahead, come 2030 and beyond. Because while we're too busy arguing about nonsense things and hurting people, all around us, the system of the beast is being built. And you're not going to have your neighbor to love on. They're not going to have you if you're fighting, your church, if it's divided. Unity is the whole point of where we're headed for the kingdom of God. We have to be unified. Anything that minimizes God in any way is deception, minimizes him, minimizes his deity, minimizes his creation, minimizes his humanity as Christ, as a man, minimizes the blood, minimizes supernatural things, minimizes and hurts his children, minimizes or hurts his church. Anything that hurts God in any way or his children is demonic. So demonic. What really, I was going to cut Facebook off, but I decided to keep it on. I was just going to go to YouTube. I guess that's okay. I don't really care about these movements and enlightenment revelations that they're having. I mean, there's a different one all the time. Cultic mob mentality. But when I touched on this flat earth thing, which I don't even, it's not even a pulpit, it shouldn't even be discussed in the pulpit. I can't even believe it is. But it bothered me so bad, not because I don't believe in it, because my opinion doesn't matter, because it's not a salvation issue. But what really hurt is the fact that it makes me sad that they do not see the creations that God has created in the heavens because they refuse to believe in it. Did you guys know that the crown of thorns is up in the universe? The Hubble telescope took a picture of it. God's all-seeing eye, the Hubble, took a picture of it. The nebulas with all of the colors. The Lord loves color. Mm-hmm. He loves it. He's such a beautiful creator. And I've studied that stuff for years. I have the Orion belt behind my desk. It's my favorite picture that the Hubble took. I bought it from the Hubble telescope website. Did you know that you could buy those and they'll blow it up for you? And I got mine framed. It minimizes God. These movements minimize his creation. What does the Bible say? All of creation glorifies him. And he puts all of the stories, the crown of thorns, in the universe so we could see it. It makes me sad because people don't see how beautiful he is. And that's by design by these spirits. These spirits make him very small. These spirits make people believe that he's not capable of taking a marble and spinning it in nothing and hanging it on nothing and creating a sun that is bigger than I don't even know. I mean, I wrote down some of these facts right here. Did you know, this is just for us here, NASA employs 18,000 people. 10 people have been in space at the space station this year in 2023. 10. Left their families and their kids to be at the space station to work on satellites and all the things that keep our high-tech life going. 6 months at a time, they've left their families and their children while they float around on the space station off of our globe. That is sacrifice. 600 people have been shot up to space globally. This is not just an America lie. This is a global thing that happens around the world. SpaceX employs 13,000 people.